Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Khemia. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that make this game and others, or want to get the news version earlier, you can go to their Patreon, where it's $3 a month. So, on the last Let's Play, there was a new build, so we started it. And the main character was feeling a bit redundant because, there was a meeting, but or Ramoses was like, "Oh, you're too low rank, I don't want you in this meeting." So we just sat around a bit, talked with Brunus, the badger, and then Aya, I think, came, and we went to start to do the meditation and contacting the parents directly. Maybe? I don't know. Because it was like, sapient, 3,200,000,800 corruption level, possibly at 30.287%. New corruption level possibility is 72.669%. Timeline needs to be, success rate 0.000001 thing, and also talking about the humans, like, are the parents actually like robots or something like that, or they think like that? I don't know. They're the parents. But yeah, we're still in the middle of the meditation session, so let's reset our face and begin. I'm not sure what happened over the course of the last few seconds, minutes, could be hours. I don't know, it can't, but I know it can't be. As I settle into the feeling of my own body again, the last to come is the pain. Blinding, aching, lances of fire through the left hemisphere of my brain, from brow to the base of my neck. I look up through watering eyes and see that Aya is still gone, so I curl up, rubbing desperately at the spot just above my left eye. It twitches out of control, and I worry those spasms are somehow happening in my brain as well. What's in the fuck? Nothing ever works out like you think, does it? The pain dulls, and I manage to sit back up, waiting for Aya to come back. If Aya meant for me to see what I did, I don't understand why. I couldn't understand most of it, but it didn't sound friendly in the least bit. I consider the possibility that I went off course. I did leave Aya behind, and she was supposed to be my guide, after all. For some reason, I feel like I'm back in primary school, worried that my instructor is going to be angry or disappointed in me. Aya's eyes blink open, and I straighten my posture, looking at her with an almost embarrassed smile. "Skip, I lost you. Are you alright?" "Yes. I'm sorry for moving ahead. The pull was so strong that I kind of just let it, I suppose." "That's fine, Scipio. As long as you're alright. What happened?" What do I say? And if I tell her, how much do I say? Trust and your own agency, or our own agency. I realize now how contradictory those two concepts are. Does that mean I can choose not to say anything in case I saw things I should not have, either because of the Galaxias rules, or because she'll think I'm insane? Galaxias rules? 0.0000011%. I feel less worried when that percentage strikes back up to the surface of my mind. I'm not sure why. Or maybe it's because I hope that it's not the reason I think. What exactly are you supposed to sense when... Scipio, your eye. Is your lingo alright? I raise my paw to touch the spot above my left eye, annoyed that it's still spasming every couple of seconds. Something happened, but I'm not sure it was the parents. And so, I tell her as much as I remember, from being pulled up so fast that I was almost left dizzy, when, even in my mind, followed by the confusing, cold math that made little sense to me. When I finish, uh, when I finish with the falling back down my body, Aya stares at me with a look of shock. That look in her eyes. I rub my face hard, feeling the spasms subsiding, despite still twitching a couple of times every minute. Please, if I did something wrong or I'm in trouble, just tell me. Sorry, Skip. It's just that I don't think you just sensed the parents. You might have seen through their eyes. Oh. Can you remember the numbers? Or what was being said? I tell her what I can, but it makes even less sense now. Sapient 2 trillion. Something. Percentages lowered. Probabilities and pathways. I wonder if Aya is going to be worried, or tell me I actually am mentally ill, but she surprised me with excitement. I knew you were special, Scipio. There has been a handful of Sakatets that have been able to see the way you do, and they saw and heard the same numbers. Also, I feel like I was moving through time in the strangest way. How so? I wish Aya could have seen what I did. Maybe then she'd be less excited and more worried. Like, you know how we move forward and can look back? Aya nods enthusiastically, like she already knows what I'm about to say. I felt like moving. It's hard to explain. Sideways? Like I was moving in a different way through time. Time was almost a structure that I could see in its entirety. I only got a glimpse, though. That's the parent Scipio. They see time all at once. At least, that's what the other Sakatet said. I think of something that gives me some hope. Did the other Sakatets, yeah, leave records of some kind I can look at? They must know a great deal about the parents, that most of us do not. They likely did, but if so, it's definitely sealed away in some hidden vault. You had an extremely privileged view of the parents' inner workings. I try to smile back, to absorb her enthusiasm, but I'm only left with a sick feeling in the pit of my stomach. It's like I never learn. Each time I try and find answers, I'm only left with far more questions. What was it like? I've heard their math and calculations described as elegant and even beautiful. I laugh, rubbing the back of my head, disguising the way I rub at the egg. Yeah. I'm not very good at maths, unfortunately. I can only describe it as confusing and honestly a bit frightening. That's understandable. Is that how it is every time I try to sense the parents? Not necessarily. I think you went as far as you could and become one of them, but I'm sure with less intensity, you can keep it only general feelings and motives. What have you been sensing lately? It's been harder as of late. These days, I usually don't sense anything, but when I do, it's fairly restrained, or even apathetic. While I won't make any decisions for you, I strongly suggest you tell your emperor. You would be a great asset to Adastra and all of your successors. Maybe. But Skip, just make sure not to tell the wrong people, and whatever you do, make sure that Ramoses does not find out. I have no plans on telling him, but I have to ask. Okay, why is that? The way he's been acting the past few days is really unusual, even for someone like him. He's been asking me to predict the future and spy on other siblings. I tell him enough to keep him happy, but I worry thinking that what he might do if he knows how much you can see. But I worry thinking. Could be a typo. Boop. Hopefully we see other jackal-men and ladies. It's weird to think that he just kind of seems to wear blue jeans-ish. Just like yesterday, I find myself standing before the Emperor and Vetrus in the little with a little report. Luckily, they don't expect me to have much, if anything. Vetris is still complaining about being denied access to the meeting.
It's outrageous. What the hell does he even think we're here for? Does he believe we just threw a student into the envoy at random without proper...
Enough, Vetris. Everything's been said already. Besides, Scipio missed nothing. I frown. Really? That meeting was hours long, was it not?
Hours and hours of nothing. It's a talent that Jekyll can go on like that.
Yes, the Vizier was simply running us in circles, which I've accepted. All he can do is wait for his father to arrive. When's that? Could be another typo, technically. Boop, and boop.
Next few days. Though I swear, it was in a few days, 2 days ago, was it not?
I'd love to see him try to keep us here for a day longer than our public appearance tomorrow. Speaking of, what will be required of me during our speech tomorrow, Emperor Amicus? Not much. Just stand there and look civilized, which is what they won't expect. Apologies, but your directive to give you privacy has been overridden by Vizier Ramoses. Scipio, Vizier Ramoses requests your presence in private in the courtyard. What? It feels like my stomach drops to the floor, and Amicus and Vetris looks just surprised. Can I not accompany him as his emperor?
And I's his teacher.
I'm sorry, but he specifically requested a private meeting. He says no more than 10 to 15 minutes. Outside, though? Don't worry, Scipio. He might be strange, but as long as you don't take any of his baiting, it should be fine.
And say as little as possible. He likes to take any spare word and twist it.
He'll be waiting right inside the palace, and you can report on what he says when you get back. All right. I make my way to the door, scared and angry of what I'm being made to feel. That I'm being made to feel worthless and toyed with at the same time. It's like I can't trust anyone. Dun dun dun. Ball. I look around the courtyard, hoping that for whatever reason, Nefru's out here too. I haven't seen him all day, and I assume he's been with his brother. Hello? My voice sounds small, lonely, desolate. Just outside the gate, Scipio. I stare into the night, truly wondering if I'm about to die or be taken prisoner for whatever reason. I mean, I wouldn't feel like that if I would be Scipio, but I don't know. There's gonna be plot and intrigue. Because it's a game. I can't imagine I'm worth much, but this is far too strange. Slowly, I follow the path into the open desert. I stand there, waiting, eyes darting in every direction. A shift of gravel and sand, followed by a movement to my right. There he is. I bow, deciding not to speak first. His eyes are piercing, and they look me up and down. Then he seems to relax a bit, though I stay tense. Beautiful evening, isn't it? Very much so. I keep my eyes lowered, doing everything I can not to offend him. All I know is that I've somehow find myself caught in one of his games that I've heard so much about. I just have no idea why. Are you ready to see the city tomorrow? It will be nice to get out of the palace. I am, yes. Though the palace itself is very beautiful, and I have no qualms with staying longer. Thank you for accommodating me, Vizier. Ramoses snorts in a way that would be considered rude, but I do not react. Why do you think I've chosen to speak with you out here, young wolf? I wonder if he even knows my name, but I already know the answer to that. I'm not sure, Vizier. Do you wish to tell me? Do I? It's hard to say, since I can be so difficult, correct? I keep my face expressionless, and I revert to silence again. I like to keep things private, Wolf, And so do all of you, it seems. I think that means that, when we asked Aham not to spy on us, he was still. Well, initially, the situation felt strange. Now I know that it's outright hostile. But still, I don't know why. We've all said offensive things about Ramoses in places that had now clearly been bugged. You think me a fool, Wolf? Again, I'm silent. I can barely hear him over my breathing and pounding heart. I no longer suspect him to be a mad ruler. He is mad. What are you and Aya doing? So that's it. If I had been smarter, I'd have realized that would have been the most interesting thing about me to him. Aya? We have become quick friends. She has taught me quite a bit about palm reading. Ramoses stares at me for a long, long time. I'm almost certain the contact room cannot have recording devices in it. If there are, then Ramoses has put them in there, and that means we have far more to worry about than what he thinks I'm doing. What I can't figure out is why he's revealing this to me. I stand there like a sculpture, the statue cast in bronze, my emotions non-existent, like I'd been trained them to be. You wolves, do they only bring you along because you're too thick to realize you're being made fun of? Or because you're one of the weak ones, too frail to fight back? I subconsciously size up the jackal up, and I have the distinct feeling that without his security drones, I'd be able to break his snout sideways, but I stand there, getting some pleasure out of seeing him work himself up over my lack of reaction. I could have imprisoned you for espionage. Aya and her work are sacred and secret, and it would be a disaster if it fell into the paws of your barbaric empire. I can read. He cannot do that, and if he did, it would be a grave mistake. I have diplomatic immunity, and everyone knows it. Being imprisoned for something a member of the royal family willingly shared with me would have no grounds, and even if Khemia has changed, I know it would not be a popular decision. His father would reverse it the second he arrived anyway. What strikes me most about this sentence, however, is the way he referred to Aya. It sends chills down my spine in a way nothing like he said about me has. Someone spying on me, Wolf, before you even got here. Who else could do such a thing from such a long distance? He's mad. He's mad, and I'm here along with him. And you're able to see through the eyes of the parents? A wolf. That is... He laughs, not helping the image of the pharaoh who has lost his mind. I wonder if he's revealed this side of himself to anyone else. I hope so. Otherwise, I doubt they would believe me. Go back to your lover, Wolf. Keep playing your games with Aya. But be warned. The second you become a threat to me, Aya, or Khemia, I won't hesitate. And tell them whatever you want. My point has been made. I bow, turn, and leave. Amicus is furious, even though I don't mention half of what the Vizier said. Beatrice is stunned. One of the few times I've ever seen him in such a state. We agree to keep what happened quiet, but Amicus makes it clear that I'm not to follow the Vizier's orders any longer. He also makes it clear that if the actual Pharaoh doesn't show up in 3 days, we're leaving. The Alliance be damned. As for me, I'm not too upset. I'm just further deflated, knowing that I'm the one he decided to take his unhinged paranoia and rage out on. I finally make my way back to Nefru's room, and it's hard to describe how happy it is for me to see him there. Not just Nefru, but I too. Oh, I missed Nefru. If only I could have a large jackal boyfriend, or a cute jackal girlfriend. Or both. I don't know. Skip. Finally, we see each other. It seems our duties are keeping us busy. You alright? I suppose the stress of the night is showing my face, but I do my best to smile and nod. Aya narrows her eyes, however. Did Ramoses corner you? My facade drops, and it comes out in a huge, exhausted sigh. Does everyone here seem to know everything about what's happened to me? Well, at least Nefru doesn't, judging by his reaction. What happened? He thinks Scipio is spying on him, somehow. I don't know why. I told him you aren't, and I'm being honest, he said he wouldn't. Do you think he'd go so far as to bug this room? Just that look there. Like it's sassy, but it's also hot. No, that would be illegal. Even the Pharaoh can't spy on private rooms. And what do you mean cornered? What happened, Skip? Honestly, I don't know. I don't know why he decided to unload his shit on me when he's barely held a single fucking conversation with me. I'm just fucking tired. That's it. I pinched the bridge of my snout, leaned back against the wall. I'm sorry, I'm just tired. I'm sorry too, Skip. We can talk later. I'll let you get some rest. I'm disappointed. Not just because she's leaving, because I'm losing control of my emotions when I'm with my friends. I don't know, I feel like if... Yeah, I would do the same to these guys as he's done with, Amicus and be like, hey, we asked, not to listen to our conversations, and he did, and stuff like that, so just be like, hey, might want to, Thanks, Aya. I know that he's bugged the contact room as well. Know that he's bugged the contact room as well. Has he? I see. She sounds distant. Her disbelief clear. How do we... Know that he's bugged the contact room as well. Are you going to the speech tomorrow? Are you going to the speech tomorrow? I am. Yes. I'd like to talk to you then, you know? I make a point of looking at the ceiling. Just something concerning. I noticed that involves you. It might be nothing. She gives me a look that makes you wonder if she already knows what I'm talking about. Judging by what she said about Ramoses, she probably does. Alright, Skip. I'll talk to you then. Get some good rest tonight. Thanks. You too. Nefru and I stand in the dimly lit room while I lean my head back against the wall again, eyes closed, feeling a dull throb behind my eyelids. Why don't you come to the bed? I nod and follow him, sit on the edge of the bed, rest my head in my paws. He waits another moment before speaking. Do you want to tell me what happened, or... When I speak, it's low, almost inaudible, so that Nefru has to lean in to hear. I would. It's just... I don't want to get anyone in trouble. Explain when we left the palace at some point. I hate Ramoses, but also myself for being afraid. I hate him. Nefru echoes my thoughts. When Father gets back, he'll be lucky to... I bit my tongue again. Nefru glances around the room, shaking his head. Again, the most confusing part is that he's focused on me. I don't understand what I did. And why would he tell me? I don't know, but I'm going to find out. Don't worry, I won't provoke him, but after what he's told you, he's already broken several laws, and it's so obvious he's trying to sabotage the mission, so at least there's that. Targeting you makes absolutely no sense. What's the relationship between him and Aya? Non-existent, at least up until I left for Adastra. I nod, staring at the wall. Why do you ask? Is it about what you're going to... about what you're going to talk to Aya about on the outing? I'm being distracted by him. Sorry.
I mean, just look at him.
Yeah, I'll let you know too then too. Something about him makes me want to crawl out of my own skin. I say the last words low and under my breath. You spent the day with him. Does he seem the same way he was? Sometimes he's clearly drunk on power, but it's the same Ramoses I remember. Certainly, I wouldn't have expected that from him. Oh, what happens if it's not? Did the parents say wolven, or did they say, just some kind of sentient? I'm gonna have to go back to that point. How is it that I, a random wolf from Adastra, sees this side of him for the first time when he's been rambling on with Nefru, Haya, Amicus, and Vetris for days, years for his siblings? I'm so unsettled that I search around for anything to talk about, and I realize that Nefru never did tell me about his past like he said he would. Are you feeling particularly tired right now? Not necessarily. Why? I realize he's misinterpreted my intentions, and I feel a bit bad as I clarify. If you're able to talk about what happened in your youth, I'd like to know. It's like, yeah, oh. Only if you'd like. I've just talked about myself so much today. And I suppose I haven't talked much about about Ramoses' bidding. Yeah. Be warned, it's not exactly a happy story. I am used to that. Just don't take any of this the wrong way. It was over a decade now, but it will help explain why I'm here in the first place. Okay. I brace myself as Nefru moves to the sofa opposite me, allowing me to see him as he tells me a story. Maybe we'll end it here so that we can get a full view of that jackal for the next thing. And also go back. Oh, we didn't save. Though I guess we could save right here and take a look at the thing. Kind of reminds me of oh, what is it? Outer Wilds. If you've never played that game, then you should. Okay, I was thinking Scipio. Because this one's human. It's human Earth. Because at first I'm like Scipio, but yeah. Huh. Anyways, that's gonna be the end of this Let's Play. So please comment, cause I like comments. Tell me what you like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise. If you like my YouTube and would like to see it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out other I'm not salivating. Okay. See it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out the videos to help it grow. And please remember to spay and a neuter your animals to help control the pet population. And if you want to play this game, it's available free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that make this game and or get the newest version earlier, you can go to their Patreon, which is $3 a month for this und Azal games. Yeah, Jackalmen, Doberman Pincermen. The only thing that I feel a little bit off-putting is the 4 fingers, but, you know, if I had a man with 4 fingers that looked like this, he could do anything to me. Anyways, until next time, another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Khemia. Thanks, ya.